the cockpit and realizes this is a crash site. The aliens never intended Earth to be their destination. Surprisingly, the body of the pilot isn't a white spike. They go into another room and find the actual white spikes inside a series of biopods, which makes them realize their cargo. They're bioengineered creatures that were used by the pilot's alien race as weapons to colonize other planets. The team begins injecting the pods with the toxin and watches the white spikes wriggling in pain, confirming the toxin kills them. However, their cries also wake up the aliens that haven't been injected yet, causing them to break their pods and attack. The team shoots as many as they can, but some of them manage to escape. Dorian points out they have no choice but to blow up the ship, so he gives Dan his claw and accepts to stay behind to activate the bomb once everyone is out. James begins shooting at the aliens that escape, but Charlie's weapon gets stuck and he begins killing the creatures with a chainsaw. Dan makes it outside and warns them to run away while Horde and the others are swarmed by a huge colony of aliens. Not being able to wait anymore, Dorian makes the bomb explode, bringing everyone creature down with him and dying on his terms like he wanted. Dan, Charlie, and James get out of the cavern before the explosion hits them, but James explains he saw an alien with a red belly escape. Dan realizes that's the female, so they split up to go after her. The Queen finds one of them and attacks, but it turns out it's a snowman covered in clothes that James put up as a trap. When the Queen goes after him instead, Dan shows up to hit her with his snowmobile. Then father and son being shooting together until they push the Queen off the edge of the cliff. They know she isn't dead yet though and get ready for her return. When the Queen attacks again, she pushes them to separate them, then shoots a spike at Dan before going after him. Dan uses that same spike to stab her mouth and James uses the chance to hit her with an axe, leaving her blind. The Queen begins thrashing around in desperation and Dan takes the chance to inject the toxin into her leg. However, the Queen removes that leg so the toxin can't spread in her body. When the Queen tries to go after Dan, he gets a grenade ready to bring her down with him. But at that moment, James raises his wounded hand to make the alien smell his blood and go after him instead. Dan refuses to lose his father after they reunited, so he jumps on the Queen and slices